just want to introduce my big fluffy fur baby. He's not fat, he's just very long and fluffy. His name is Duke, and he's the reason why I'm doing this presentation. Okay. So I want to start by saying that declawing your cats is not a good choice. Don't do it. If you have animals or any pets, you know how much we love and adore them, and we wouldn't want them to feel any pain or anything. And did you know that declawing your cats has long-lasting effects on your little fur baby? It's not only inhumane, but it's very painful and traumatizing, and it's something that they don't get over, whether they're a kitten at 8 weeks old or a cat at 10 years old. So I have a kitty of my own, as you just saw, and when I first got him, I had contemplated having him declawed before I did more research on it, because we didn't want our furniture getting picked at, and we have carpet, so we didn't want that getting picked at either. But it's an important thing for everyone to know who loves animals, if you have pets, even if you don't have a cat, just to be educated properly, because it is dehumanizing, traumatizing, and it damages their joints and could unprolong their life. And there's many safer and better alternatives. So I want to start off by stating what I would identify as the problem, which is, just want to restate, declawing cats can lead, and 99% of the time leads to chronic pain, which may make your cat more aggressive, and they also have challenges walking later on in life. And this leads to muscle weakness because their backs and everything and their shoulders are degraded from the joints that get cut off, which is just not good for everyone, and it may, by the time they're aged like 9 to 10, they may pass away just from those complications. So I did some research and found an article explaining the entire surgery process, which, according to a surgical description, declawing is not a simple surgery, but it's 10 separate painful amputations of their third phalanx up to the last joint of their toe, which is very painful, and it's not something you can give them medicine and they're like all cured afterwards. You know, they try to have to get around. From the same source, I picked some different quotes from the website. Declawing is not without complication. It damages the radial nerve. 90% of cats have a hemorrhage by the age of 10. There are bone chips that prevent healing, and oftentimes because the bone chips are left untaken care of, depending on how deep they are, painful growth of deformed claws grows under the paw. It's not visible, but it's inoperable, and there's nothing you can do about it after it develops, and their muscles weaken. So I printed some photos from the same website of what cats look like before and after they're declawed, and you can see how horrible and deformed the cat's paws are, and according to the Humane Society, a website, if performed on a human, the equivalent of declawing a human would be cutting off their finger up until their last knuckle and not recovering it with skin. So instead, I read some people do what's called a tendinectomy instead of declawing because they think it's better, but it's not, because their tendons are cut out, so they still have their claws, but they have no kind of control over their claws at all. They can't extend them or scratch anything, which isn't good. Even if you have an indoor cat, if they get out, they need to be able to defend themselves and get food, and they rely on their claws to do that. The last piece of evidence that I gathered was I did some research, and declawing cats is actually illegal in most other countries of the world because it's considered inhumane. So places like Europe, Australia, and Brazil, it's illegal to declaw your cats there. So that's why it's important for your cats to have your claws. Even if they're indoor cats, it doesn't matter, it doesn't make a difference. So what's the solution other than the tendinectomy? There are 4 positive solutions that I found through research. So training is one of them. Obviously cats aren't dogs, you can't train them like you would a dog, but you can get scratching posts, little carpet boxes that they can pick at, and you can reward them when they scratch that with catnips, or I use temptation treats for my cat, and over time it will be like a second nature reaction. And don't give them negative behavior if they do pick at the couch, just gently move them to where you want them to scratch, and it'll be like a muscle memory, just like learning anything else with humans. Nail trimming is the second option. So you can use regular nail clippers. They do have cat nail clippers that kind of clamp down from the top. You don't want to cut the whole nail off, you just want to go up to what's visible. And if you do that once every 1 to 2 weeks, then you're going to be fine. Nail caps is another option that I discovered works best with my cat. So they're just these little gel caps that you put glue in. Excuse my cat sneezing over there. And you just put them on the nails, and they typically last 4 to 8 weeks. They last closer to 8 weeks because my cat is indoors, but those are a great option and they last a while. You can get like a pack of 150 for $10, and so that's gonna last you 6 months or so. The last resource that I came up with or found through research is called Feel Away. It's a spray and it triggers cats' pheromones for marking, so like whisker scratching, or some cats happen to pee by marking, but you just spray that where you don't want the cat to mark. So that can kind of be coordinated with the training aspect, but there's still 4 separate positive alternatives. So since declawing cats is inhumane, and there are many humane and safe and happy, healthy ways that you can keep your cats from ruining your furniture, there's really no valid reason for declawing your cats if it's for scratching up your furniture. And a quote I saw from one of the websites, the Humane Society website, that did a whole section on cats, says, "As we like to say, paws need claws, please don't declaw." And so that was like on their website big page. He's coming to watch. So I just want to recap. So declawing cats is traumatizing and painful, and you don't want your kitty to be in pain or not live as long as they could. And I just want to say that everyone's furniture is important. I want to validate everyone. I wouldn't want my furniture being messed up either, or my carpet, but there's just many safer options that are better for your animal and for your wallet, because they'll probably have more complications after declawing that will cost you more money to keep them from being in pain. So do this for your animal happiness and healthness. Thank you.